Hello everyone, welcome to High Playing Games. My name's Simon and this is Vex, a game that's recently been released on Steam, and thank you very much for the developer for sending over a copy to review. I'm going to try and keep this as constructive as I possibly can whilst informative for other people who may want to play this game. It's a dash to the end and finish the levels as quickly as you can game. It does work on controller, which is what I'm playing on at the moment, and you control this block here, and the idea is to avoid things whilst you can and get to like that little sphere at the end of each level. Now some levels will have multiple coins in, others may only have the one, but the idea is that you can only get to the end of the level when you've got the coin sorted. If you go to the end of the level before you've got the coin, it kills you and you go back to the beginning. And you've got to do it within the timer that's on the top left hand side, and it'll give you a little coin thing here. Now, red blocks move in their own little fashion. The purple ones chase you and get caught up in debris and stuff like that, like you've just seen. Can I get there in time? Yes, I can. Whoop, whoop. As you can see, the camera is a little bit finicky with all of the stuff that's on the actual screen itself, and actually it obscures some of the play that you've got that's going on. Now your square, or your block, sorry, dies on one touch for anything that is the same size as you or smaller. It doesn't necessarily tell you that. And so when you take this pull here and you're like, what the hell? You can see a countdown of stuff that's there. You can push a couple of these blocks away, but you can quite quickly, as you can see there, get overwhelmed. And then so once you get to your point, it's then a dash to get to the end of the level. Where you can, if you can push one or two cubes out of the way. And apart from the fact that the graphics on this game are strangely reminiscent, ooh, there we go, there's another issue of the camera that likes to pop in and out at random depths for no particular reason. And you've got this little green guy here that likes to shoot things on the path that he's taking. The main problem that I have with this game, apart from the camera and the effects and sometimes things not actually working when you hit them, because they're all things that you can kind of pass once in a while, is this over-reliance on these purple blocks that are here, which are like pushers essentially. And what they do is they start to enforce in the later levels in great numbers, to the point where you're kind of like, well, having to kind of push your way through and get ganged up on, die, and then you can find yourself in like constant respawning worlds. In a similar way to how, like this fashion, you'd think that this would just like push the block around or something, but it doesn't. It's like a one-touch death like that. And so the mechanics of the world are a bit weird, because then when you're big again, that doesn't necessarily happen to be an issue. So you're a bit like, well, what's really going on in this world? And here's another good example. So I'll go heavy here and I'll be, ooh, no, I won't be pushed off, I'll get over the top of that one. But these guys here, they'll essentially gang up on you to the point where you is dead. Move that one out of the way. And they're quite happy to commit suicide and throw themselves off, because they're programmed to just chase after you, and they've got no proper AI skills to them. And it comes out more and more and more. So if I go to, what was the level I was on? Was it this one? Yeah. So I can get the big thing here, but there's too many of them to kind of push around and through, and so I keep getting pushed off. And that's worked out alright for this one. Let's get the coin and let's get through. Weird graphical glitch of joy there. Oh, there we go. So I've fallen off. Let's go for it again and try and push my way through or push my way round. If I now fall off, I will now have like weird respawning problems like this. Or now it will just continuously respawn until the end of the level and I run out of time, because I'm now stuck in this loop where they constantly chase after me. And if it happens around your respawn point, as some of these levels do, you're in a death cycle and you can't get out of it, and it's really annoying. And so once you get that a few times in a level, you're like, well, what the hell? This second world seems to revolve a lot around being able to climb over these bumps. And if you get past like one stage of it quite nicely, that's great. But then when you get to a future stage, you're a bit like, well, what the hell do I do now? Because it feels like you're cheating the level because there's too much down to luck. That was terrible, Simon. Well, that was more miracle than anything else. And now I've got a purple joyous one. At least I can run around one of them. But yeah, there's too much over-reliance on that thing. And these things here, these volcanoes, that throw themselves out everywhere. And they land wherever you were at. So you've got a really... Oh, there we go, I missed one. Idiot. And here we go. This is this whole climbing over stuff, potentially. I do like the music in this thing, though. And that happens quite often as well, just getting stuck on things, and now I run out of time anyway. But I don't mind a game that is fair, and I don't mind a game that has challenge, where you understand the mechanics and the mechanics are right throughout. But because the platforming is so woolly, the mechanics of the game are woolly, you get these weird bugs where you can end up in death loops because of the way how the pusher AIs will just chase after you and then not move when they found you. Because like the level doesn't reset because it's trying to keep you going to get to the end within a certain period of time. It just becomes a frustrating, annoying mess, and I don't find it fun to play. I find the lack of AI in some of the stuff really, really frustrating. And it's not pretty either, because it keeps on pushing in and out of the camera, trying to work out where it is and to try and manipulate itself around what I can only think to be like quite basic assets. I've not got into Unity yet. It's one of the things that I do plan to get into so that I understand better some of the issues and problems that game designers have, and why we keep seeing the same problems come up time and time again, either with indie developers or missing the mark entirely with a big developer. And maybe that will help me understand why problems that this game continues to pop out in games time and time again. There's 4 dimensions, so you've already seen a fifth of the game in this playthrough now. There's 4 bonus levels. I can see myself pushing forward to the end just to say that I've done it, but I don't see myself necessarily enjoying it. And I can see myself wanting to throw a controller across the room, and not in a good way. So, apologies, I can't recommend Vex. But thank you very much for the developer for sending over a copy, and maybe if it gets a little bit more cleaner in the way how things are controlled and the layout of stuff are, and the camera as well, maybe this could be like a weirdly strange level. Oh, is that a bonus level? Should we take a look at the bonus level? Go on. Oh, okay. So you start off inside something that kills you. Great. What the hell is that? Again, not fun. It just looks like a mess. I'm sorry. And that has perspective problems to the nth degree. At least there's no time limit on this. What the hell is that? It's just fire coming out of nowhere. So yeah. Shame. There's a game in there somewhere. But it's not a good one. So, thank you very much for watching. You guys will take care. And if you like what I do, please feel free to like and subscribe. And I have a Patreon available for anyone that wants to support this and my other projects that I have going on the web. Take care all. Bye for now.